Sometimes science seems to explain everything, but in fact, it is not. There are some incredible phenomena on Earth that have puzzled scientists and said it really looked like a mysterious phenomenon. Today, we'd like to invite you to visit some of the most mysterious places on Earth. Then let's go, Tiwi Islands, Australia. The Tiwi Islands are located in the Tempura Sea, 25 kilometers north of Australia. The population is about 2,000 people. This is a beautiful place. It is also the center of the original famous culture. Large tracts of land are covered with oil and chestnut trees. It's surrounded by dense mangroves. Without a doubt, it's a beautiful place. But what is unique about it? From September to March, almost every day around 3 p.m., and you get these huge cumulonimbus clouds. The locals call it Hector or Hector convection. During World War II, local pilots use Hector as a landmark, and the clouds are like a natural lighthouse. Mushroom-shaped clouds can reach a height of about 20 kilometers, very conspicuous. In addition, due to the intense lightning in the clouds, thunder roars. The island became a very dangerous place. Because of Hector's regular presence, many trees in the enemy islands were destroyed. Hector happens when land starts to cool faster than seawater, and Hailufeng starts to blow from the sea to the land. Mordjand. Next, moist air rises and forms clouds. Do you feel that you understand everything when you see this? But why is it that this is the only place where it happens with surprising regularity? Scientists are still unable to provide a reasonable explanation. That's why climatologists study Hector a lot and try to explain this phenomenon in some way. Bell Rock County Park, USA. There is a small village called Upper Black Eddy in Pennsylvania, USA. It's famous for Ring Rock Park. The main reason people come here is not to admire the beautiful trees and the chirping birds. It was stone. The sightseeing class to visit the park must be carried. Hammer go. Because when you hit a stone with a hammer, it makes a sound like a bell. This place has a lot of this particular stone. There are several other places on Earth where rocks make sounds, but it's still a very rare phenomenon. The area around the Upper Black Eddy has been shrouded in the mystery of this live food. People think this place is very special. Therefore, in 1895, a man named Abel Herring bought 7 acres. He is to protect these stones from mining companies, because the company thought that limestone was just a way to make money. Herring even refused to sell the rocky area to a stone manufacturer in order to prevent this unique, rocky area from being destroyed by those who care about it. He later donated the land to the local Bucks County Historical Society. About a third of the stones in this place make sound, but scientists are unsure what the main reason is. In 1965, geologist Charlie Foss discovered, when a single stone is struck, a series of sounds occurs that are inaudible to the human ear. However, through mutual influence, these sounds become audible and it resonates. But how does this sound come about? So far, researchers have not reached a consensus. Langdale Highgoo, United Kingdom. There's a valley in Langdale in the north of England. The name literally means a narrow valley covered with forest. It's a beautiful but very strange place. It has attracted the attention of UFO researchers and enthusiasts. That's not surprising. After all, for centuries, many people have witnessed something called the Devil's Campfire or Langdale Light, mysterious phenomena for which there has been no reasonable explanation until now. Sometimes clusters of light of various colors appear above the valley. In addition, a huge and very bright light source can be seen on the top of the mountain. There were many witnesses who saw the Devil's Fire. It's not just seen by solo travelers passing by at night. Several people saw it at the same time. So this is not a fantasy or some old fairy tale. Tourists have repeatedly been amazed to see flares fly into the sky instead of lights. Of course, anyone who sees the signal will immediately contact the rescue team to assist. But the incredible thing is, rescuers never found the source of the signal or the person who might have sent it. It's really a mysterious phenomenon. There are even webcams installed at this location, so that everyone can see the truth with their own eyes. Business as usual. Scientists want a convincing explanation for Langdale's light. The conclusion is that the distant house, the complex reflection and refraction of the lights of a car or an airplane in the air. There is also a theory that the electric discharge is caused by some unknown reason. However, local residents have their own version of the Devil's Bonfire. And there's not just one way to say it. An ancient legend tells of the ghosts of Roman soldiers who once got lost in this remote area. He hasn't escaped until now. There is also a theory that the person who lit the lamp was a witch who liked the valley very much. Personally, it's an incredible story. So what do you guys think? Of Vicova, Italy, many parts of southern Europe, especially Italy, there are kings of roads hewn out of rock. This road cares. It's called Verkova in Italian, which translates to cave route. One of the most famous roads is located in the Tuscany region. This is a narrow passage, surrounded by rocks up to 25 meters high. Can't go anywhere. Sometimes man-made continuous caves replace passages, but it looks pretty scary because there are mysterious symbols on the walls, added a terrifying atmosphere. This may have been engraved to protect travelers from evil spirits. Ancient cemeteries can also be seen in these caves. There are several graves inside. According to scholars, these roads were probably built by the Etruscan civilization around 1000 or 2000 BC. However, there is now a belief that Verkova was built much older. It takes a lot of labor to build this kind of road. In the beginning, the passage between the rocks is shallow. Perhaps the road began with a carriage rut in the soft tuff. As time goes by, it becomes more difficult for vehicles to pass through these roads. That's why people deepen the road. Scholars speculate that the limestone was broken up in the following way. You start by making a hole in a soft rock, insert wood chip, then pour water into it. Wood absorbs moisture and starts to expand. When it gets bigger, the stone will crack. I really want to credit the engineering genius who came up with this approach. The master craftsman slowly deepens the road and then carves out stepped passages and caves that lead to various places. However, it is still unclear why the people at that time did this. First of all, we know very little about the Etruscans. You can't even read what they're writing. I can only understand a few dozen words. There is also a theory that the Etruscans connected the land of the living and the land of the dead by digging roads. Another theory is that the narrow paths between rocks were designed to protect people from invaders. The encroachment of wildlife and natural forces, however, there is no reliable basis for any of these explanations. It's just a researcher's guess. Out with Air Saudi Arabia. You may have seen the thumbnail of this film somewhere. It is used to demonstrate the great power of God. And there's a story on the internet that says that this floating rock is in Jerusalem, hovering in the air due to the supernatural power of God. And of course, this relatively new internet myth is completely at odds with reality. Even the location of the stones is fabricated. This rock was actually photographed in the village of Al-Notwithstanding-Ya in eastern Saudi Arabia. And you can tell from the right angle that this rock is not suspended at all. Instead, it carries a few thin supports on it, so this boulder appears to violate the laws of gravity. Modern science has provided a very clear explanation for the origin of this natural wonder. In fact, the reason for this suspended rock to appear is erosion caused by the wind. It could also be a magic stone. For thousands of years, bees carrying abrasive particles break and sculpt rocks, and that gives rise to this amazing natural wonder. So why does the rock take on such a strange shape instead of being completely chopped off? And like so many things in aerodynamics, the reason for this remains unclear. There are some other spectacular eroded rocks that can be found in Saudi Arabia. For example, Al-Ula, an ancient Arab oasis city in the province of Medina. There are many bizarre rocks. You can also see a rock that looks like an elephant in this place. There are also stone vaults, and there are a lot of other amazing rocks. They all seem to be formed by the same principle, but each rock is a completely different shape. Near Taima Oasis is a magnificent rock called an asla. The height of this rock is 6 meters, 9 meters wide, almost in two. It's really hard to believe that this is a work of nature. If you've seen any other rocks like this, please let us know on the message board below. Also, if you like today's video, be sure to like it and forward it to social networking sites for your friends and family. Thank you very much for your help and support. Let's look forward to the next video together. Bye.